सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय मूर्तये नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। भज गोविंदम. This is a Prakarana Grantha authored by Bhagwan Shri Adi Shankaracharya ji. I hope you already know by now what is Prakarana. A topical text, preliminary text. And of course we are talking about Prakarana Grantha of Vedanta. We are studying Vedanta. So Prakarana Grantha शास्त्रैकदेश संबद्धम शास्त्र कार्यांतरे स्थितम आहुः प्रकरणम नाम ग्रंथ भेद विपश्चितः. Swami just taught this. What do you mean by prakarana? Prakarana means a topic, a chapter, a section. Shastraikadesha sambaddham, that which has got a very close connection with shastra grantha. So when we speak of Vedanta Shastra, we speak of three Shastra granthas. Three granthas are called as Shastra for Vedanta. What are they? Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra, also otherwise called as Prasthanatrayi. Now, this is Shastra. Now, in order to understand the Shastra, there are some preliminary texts that we study so that we will be able to understand the Shastra. Those preliminary texts, topical texts, are called as Prakarana Grantha. Prakarana Granthas. And each of these Prakarana Grantha will have close connection. Shastraikadesha Sambaddham. It will deal with one or a few topics of Shastra Grantha. Shastra Karyantare Sthitam, and it has the same purpose which is the purpose of Shastra Grantha. Shastra Karya Antare Sthitam. The purpose of Prakarana Grantha is subsumed in the purpose of Shastra Grantha. So when we speak of Shastra Grantha and what is its purpose, the purpose of Prakarana Grantha also is included in it. Ahuhu Prakaranam Nama, that is called as Prakarana Grantha. Grantha Bheda Vipashchitaha. The great knowers of different kinds of Granthas will call this as Prakarana. The text that we are studying is not just Stotra, but is a Prakarana Grantha. However, it is well known as some Stotra. Why? That is because of the beautiful meter in which it is composed. that people love to sing. It's very beautiful also. M.S. Subbalakshmi ji, etc. All of these great people have sung Bhaja Govindam. We are not going to sing in that tune. She has done entire Ragamalika on that, right? So we are not going to learn in that tune. There are so many tunes that are there, but it is so beautifully, musically, composed. Another reason why this is very well-known text is because it is very, it's closely associated with our everyday life. See, Sadhana Panchakam we studied. Sadhana Panchakam gives the summary of life of seeker. So from where you should start and where you have to reach, and all the steps in between are covered in Sadhana Panchakam. You study Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha is a book of definitions, isn't it? So whatever you need to know about Vedanta, whatever definitions are there, are all covered in Tattva Bodha. What is sadhana chatushtaya? In that, what is viveka, vairagya, shama, dhamma, shamadhi, shat sampatti, mumukshutva, atma, what is atma, what is the stula sharira, sukshma sharira, karana sharira, maya, everything, whatever needs to be known. So it is a book of terms and definitions. But because they are such is the topic of Sadhana Panchakam Tattva Bodha, they become for very selective people. Very selected people can study. But Bhaja Govindam is not like that. Bhaja Govindam, most of the topics that are covered, we will see, are very much connected with our life. And that's what makes this Grantha also some text that is often referred to, commented, referenced. And each of these verse, so to say, is independent. Okay, and therefore, suddenly you will see that in your real life, in your life, that whatever you are going through, suddenly you will remember one verse from Bhaja Govindam which will match here. Why? That much close association is there. Different verses will have different association with different things in life. And that's why lots of people also keep repeating, shlokas from this text, Bhaja Govindam. But actually, the name of the text is not Bhaja Govindam. The name of the text is Moha Mudgara. Moha Mudgara. Moha means delusion. Moha means delusion. And Mudgara means hammer. Mudgara, hammer. So Moha Mudgara is hammer on delusion. Delusion means what? Delusion is not ignorance. Brahma means what? Wrong notion. See, ignorance means I don't know. Delusion means wrong understanding. So delusion follows ignorance. Ignorance is there, I don't know, but I think it is this. That is delusion. Thinking something as something else, that is delusion. Thinking something as something else. We have got lot of wrong notions. Isn't it? What? Everybody loves me. No, Vedji, really everybody loves me. Correct. That's why we are calling it as moha. Because you really feel that everybody loves you. So what? Shankaracharya will take that, tuck, one hammer will be there on that. These are all my people. Who? My family, my husband, my wife. Each one, Shankaracharya will take hammer on each one. You think this is yours? Now you see what? No, Vijay, leave people. People are like that only. But I have a lot of money. So my life is secured. Illusion. Hammer on that. You think money will buy happiness for you? You think people will give you happiness? You think some people are your people and will always be with you? You think you plan so many things. No, now next year I am going to do this, and after 5 years I am going to. You think life is going to remain like that after? Every single thing that we consider, which is true, but which may not be true, Shankaracharya will take it, hammer it and show it to you. See, this is the truth. Hammer means, you put hammer means the truth comes out. So every single moha, he will give one hammer. So each verse which is wrong, which will be corrected. That is what this text is all about. Now, the story of this text is very interesting. You can see on your cover page also that Acharya, Shankaracharya, along with his students, was walking and he saw one very old person in Shirshasana trying to remember some grammar rules of Sanskrit Vyakarana. Why Shirshasana? Because when you are in Shirshasana, blood flows to your brain. So whatever you do in Shirshasana, you will be able to retain for a longer time. So when he saw this, Shankaracharya felt so much of compassion that, what are you doing at this age? Is this what you are supposed to do? So extempore, certain verses came out of him. Okay. Actually, the situation was such that when Shankaracharya ji, started to advise this person and he started to compose verses, all the students that he had also started to contribute to this composition. Therefore, we have the entire Bhaja Govindam, which is actually of 31 verses, divided into parts. First verse, Dhruvapada, is the verse that is to be repeated after every other verse. So the whole verse is repeated. Bhaja Govindam, that whole verse is repeated. After that first verse, next 12 shlokas, 12 verses are composed by Shankaracharya ji, which is called as Dwadasha Manjarika Stotram. Dwadasha Manjarika Stotram. Manjarika means flower. Dwadasha is 12. Stotra is stotra, hymn. So garland of 12 flowers. Now you see, very interesting. When there is garland, each flower has got its own beauty, but then it is strung together to give it more beauty. That's why after the first verse, we have 12 verses which are like garland. So we will be seeing connection between the verses also. Though each verse is independent, taking up one topic, but also there is a connection. So there will be beauty to individual verses also, and there is a beauty of all of them strung together also. Dwadasha Manjarika Stotra. After that, 14 verses are composed by his students. We'll be seeing who has composed which shloka, etc. So that is called as Chaturdasha Manjarika Stotram. So first verse, then 12, then 14. How many over? 27 over. Then again Shankaracharya ji comes back and concludes the text with 4 verses, summarizing the text. Okay. So we have concluding 4 verses, total of 31 verses. Alright. What did he say? Let us start with the first verse. Repeat. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane, Together. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Godhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukran Karane. Once again. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukran Karane. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. This is Shankaracharya's favorite word. Mudhamate. Oh fool! Hey Mudhamate, listen. What? Govindam Bhaja. Govindam Bhaja. Govindam Bhaja. 3 times. What is the meaning? Bhaja is a verb which is like an order or suggestion. Okay. What does it mean? First meaning of word bhaja is worship. Worship. And that's why we have bhajana. See, what are you doing? I am doing bhajana. Bhajana means I am worshipping. Remember, huh? Otherwise, no, people forget that bhajan is for worshipping. And then it becomes, let me now show Ragdari, etc. All good only. As long as you are focused on Bhagavan, it's all good. Bhaja, worship. Second meaning of word bhaja means service. Sevayam, bhaja sevayam. There is a dhatu, prathama gana atmanepada, ubhayapada dhatu. Bhaja sevayam, serve. Serve. And one more meaning of word bhaja is there. Seek, try to attain, try to obtain, try to know. All these words are coming from the root meaning. Root itself is called bhaj. Bhaj, vibhajane or sevayam. Different meanings are there in different ganas. The dhatu is there in many ganas. Right? So worship or serve or seek. This is the meaning of the word bhaja. Govindam. Simple meaning of Govindam that we know is, Govinda is who? Shri Krishna or Bhagavan Vishnu. We call Govinda, isn't it? And why Govinda? Because he takes care of the cows. Go means cows. Vindati, he takes care, protects. But actually there are 3 more meanings to word Govinda. Why? Because there are 3 more meanings to word go. Go, the word go also means indriya. Go also means indriya. We know this meaning. Gochara. Gochara means where indriyas can chara, go. Go, where go can go, that is called as gochara. Go is indriyas. Indriyas are called as go. Another meaning of the word go is the earth. I was mentioning, no, in one of the classes I was mentioning that Nirukta will clarify all these meanings. And the third meaning of word go is Veda. That's also meaning of word go is there. So, and Vindati will take different, Vindati is a root. So, it will take different meanings according to the meaning of go. So, if you say go is Indriyas, then Govinda means one who is the knower of those Indriyas. Knower of the senses is Govinda. So, go means senses, Govinda means knower of senses. First meaning. Second meaning, if you take go to be the earth, then Govinda means one who takes care of the earth or the protector of the earth, the one who is pervasive in the earth. Vid has that meaning also. Vidvinda. Okay. So Govinda will then mean the protector of the earth, or the one who pervades the entire earth. Entire earth means entire world, earth. And third meaning, if you take Go to be Vedas, then Govinda will mean one who is known through the Vedas. One who is known through the Vedas. Clear? So what is the first meaning of Govinda? The knower of senses, which is called as Antaryami. Antaryami. Ante sthitva yamayati. One who's sitting inside controls. Bhagavan. We say Antaryami Bhagavan. Protector of the earth. Second meaning is Ishvara. Ishvara. And third meaning, one who is known through the Vedas, that is that Parabrahma. What is this? What is this Bhagavan, Ishvara and Parabrahma? These are the three levels of understanding of Ishvara. Parabrahma, Nirguna Nirakara. Ishvara, Saguna Nirakara. And Bhagavan is Saguna Sakara. The greatest thing of Bhagavan is he is present in each one of us. That's the greatest vibhuti, as Antaryami, as the indweller, Antaryami. Now, connect these two, Bhaja and Govindam. Govindam Bhaja. Here the karta is Tvam. You do. What you should do? Govindam Bhaja. Worship the Lord which is present in each one as Antaryami. Worship the Lord. Worship Bhagavan. Second, serve that Ishvara who is present in the entire earth, who is protecting the entire earth. How will you serve that Ishvara? By serving the earth. By serving the people. And third, seek. Try to know that Supreme Brahman who can be known through the Vedas. Vedji, you are telling too many things. Why are you telling too many things? Bhaja, we said three meanings. Worship, serve, seek. Worship, serve, seek. Govindam also we said three meanings. Knower of the senses, who is the Antaryami Bhagavan. Protector of the earth, who is Ishvara. And one who is to be known through the Vedas, Parabrahma. Now you connect first to first, second to second, third to third. So Bhaja Govindam will mean worship Bhagavan who is present in everyone's heart. First meaning. Second, serve that Ishvara who is protecting the entire earth. How? By serving the world. And third, seek that supreme reality, Supreme Brahman, who is to be known through the Vedas. Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Vedji, I think Shankaracharya didn't mean all these things. I think you and some people like you are adding. Shankaracharya has used the word 3 times. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja. Why 3 times he would have used if he means the same thing? See? He has used it 3 times because he wants us to do all 3. Worship that Bhagavan who is present in everyone's heart. Serve that Ishvara by serving the world. And seek that Supreme Brahman who is to be known through the Vedas. This is what we Seva and Swadhyaya. He is telling Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja. If you don't do this, then Moodamate, then you will become fool. If you do this, very good, then no problem. If you do not do any of this, Moodamate, do this. Why should I do this? He gives reason in the second line. Samprapte sannihite kale. Sannihite kale samprapte. This is a prayoga in Sanskrit which is called as Sati Saptami Prayoga. Saptami Vibhakti, the seventh case, is generally used to indicate place. Generally used to indicate place. Grame, Vane, Nilaye. Generally is indicative of place. But it will be used in such a way that 2 or 3 words, all of them using seventh case to indicate time. Therefore, you have to add the word sati, not sati, dirghasti, rasva, sati. Sannihite kale samprapte sati. So then that Saptami Vibhakti will show the time. When sannihita, sannihita means end. Kala, time. Samprapta, comes. Means sannihite kale samprapte means when the end time comes. When the end time, what is this end time? When the time of death comes. At the time of death, nahi rakshati dukrin karne. This what you are memorizing, no? Dukrin karne, dukrin karne, dukrin karne. Dukrin karne is dhatu pata in dhatu pata. This is one of the dhatus. I have to explain what is dhatu pata also. Panini, when he wrote rules of grammar, which is famously called as Ashtadhyayi, the 8 chapters. Along with that, he wrote one more text called Dhatu Patha, where he enumerated all the roots from which words are formed. We will be studying in Sanskrit class that there are 2104 roots, fixed number, it does not change. Those many roots are there. There is no addition to dhatus. But from these dhatus, any number of words can be formed. So these dhatus should be known if you want to know. Like for example, just now we said bhaja. Word bhaja comes from dhatu bhaj. So he will mention in the dhatu part. Bhaja sevayam. One dhatu will be there. Out of 2104 dhatus, one dhatu will be bhaja sevayam. Like that, all these 2000 dhatus, 2104 dhatus, people used to memorize. When in the Gurukul. First thing used to be dhatu part you memorize, then you memorize Ashtadhyayi so that you remember the rules. Then they will teach you Vyakarana. Then after Vyakarana you learn Nyaya. So Vyakarana itself will take some few years. 4-5 years. Then after that you study Nyaya Shastra, then you study Mimamsa Shastra, then you, if you have capacity left, you come to Vedanta. That was usual method of study. In Gurukula, these all things they used to study. So Dukrin Karane is one dhatu. Kr dhatu. We all know this dhatu. Kr karoti. Kr dhatu. Ashtamagana Ubhay pada dhatu. From 8th group and conjugation they say and Ubhay pada dhatu. Doesn't matter. Meaning is karane, to do. Dukrin karane. So dhatu pata is entirely like this. Dhatu is mentioned and the meaning is mentioned. Bhaja sevayam. Like that. Kr karane. That kr is dukrin karane. There will be certain things he will add. Why? Because then he will say all those dhatus which are beginning with do have got one rule. All those ending with na have got another rule. So that is how he will put dresses to these dhatus. He will dress them up and send it in the dhatu pata. So dukran karane, memorize this entire dhatu pata. Shankaracharya says, this knowledge of dukran karane nahi rakshati will not protect you. Will never protect you. When samprapte sannihite kale. At the time of death, it will not protect you. What will protect you? Your devotion, your service, your knowledge. That is what will protect you. Therefore what? Vedji, I have decided. Shankaracharya said, nahi rakshati dukran karani. Knowledge of Vyakarana will not save you. Therefore, from today, Sanskrit over. Please do not take any Sanskrit classes. Because Shankaracharya said. But Shankaracharya said this in which language? So to understand what he said also, you should know Sanskrit. See, the question is not that he is asking us not to study Vyakarana. That's not the point. He is talking to an old person. He says, you should have done this in childhood. Now is not the time to do this. But Vedji, we all also old person. Coming to that. When any knowledge of any science becomes our goal, that becomes a problem. Why? Because knowledge necessarily is a means. It can never become goal. We said even in case of self-knowledge is the means, sakshat sadhana for realization. When we forget that the knowledge is means and when we start to consider knowledge as the goal, then all our effort is to gain more knowledge. On that delusion, Shankaracharya is giving the first hammer by saying, this knowledge will not save you. What will save you? Your devotion towards Bhagavan will save you. Your service of the world will save you. Your knowledge of supreme reality, Brahman or the self will save you. But none of the other knowledge will save you. So here Vyakarana Shastra, by saying Dukran Karane, Vyakarana Shastra, grammar, the science of grammar, is Upalakshana for all kinds of secular or worldly knowledge, what is otherwise called as Aparavidya. Upalakshana, I have used the word Upalakshana. Upalakshana means by mentioning one, you refer to many other things. This is called as Upalakshana. We use the word etc. and so on. Eyes and so on. What do you mean eyes and so on? All the sense organs. Eyes, ear, nose, skin, tongue, all five. So I am mentioning one and all others connected with that are understood. That is called as Upalakshana. So here by mentioning Dukran Karane, Vyakarana Shastra, he is referring to all worldly knowledge. Shiksha Shastra. Shiksha, Kalpa, Nirukta, Vyakarana, Chanda, Jyotisham. Then all the four Upavedas also. Vedji? Yes. All of them. Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Kandharva Veda, Sthapatya Veda, Artha Shastra, Puranas, Itihasas, Kavya Shastra, Sahitya, everything you include. You even include Vedas. Even Vedas is part of Aparavidya. Why? There is only one thing that is Paravidya and that is self-knowledge. In Mundaka Upanishad you will study Dve Vidye Veditavye, Paracha Aparacha. Tatra Apara, Shiksha Kalpo Niruktam Vyakaranam Chandas Jyotisham, Athapara Yaya Tadaksharam Adigamyate, Paravidya is only one. Supreme knowledge is only one, and that is knowledge of Supreme. Everything else is aparavidya. It's a lower knowledge. Again, Shankaracharya, don't go for it. He is telling that cannot become the goal. Use it as means to come to the Paravidya. But do not consider that as the goal. Don't keep on studying. That study has to create some effect. If it is not creating that effect, what is the point of study? And especially the study of worldly knowledge will not save you from the death. It says, nahi rakshati dukran karane. Instead, what you do? Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam. Govindam Bhaja. You worship Bhagavan, serve that Ishvara, and seek that Supreme Brahman. That is what you must do. There is one very beautiful shloka in Vishnu Purana which is very famous. Tat karma bandhaya sa vidya ya vimuktaye. This second line is very famous. Often you will see in some organizations, their emblem, no, this line will be there. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. Tat karma yanna bandhaya. That is the action which does not bind you. Sa vidya, and that is knowledge, ya vimuktaye, which will liberate you. Purpose of knowledge is to give liberation, which makes that knowledge as the means for the goal of liberation. The moment knowledge does not make us free, that is not called as knowledge. That is not knowledge. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. Clear? So he is telling Bhaja Govindam. Why? Because all other worldly knowledge will not save you. You study that. If you want to study, study. But you have to come to this self-knowledge. Okay? Okay? One more point. In Dhatupata, there are 2104 dhatus. He could have used any other dhatu, no? But he has chosen dhatu dukrin karani. This is also to hint at karma will not save you. We should understand the setup when Shankaracharya was born. We were discussing in his Charitra, that was the time when Karma Kanda had become the only thing in the Vedas. Everybody was doing only Karma Kanda. They were not studying. Just mechanical, yajna, yaga, karma, etc. So he is hitting at all of them, saying that this will not save you. You will read all the bhashyas, etc. He will say, jnana and karma cannot be brought together. Karma kanda is meant for something that you can get here or hereafter. Knowledge is something that will liberate you. Don't add this karma to jnana and say that both can be done together. No, it cannot be done together. Realization is possible only by knowledge, not by action. First point he will mention in Atmabodha also. You will see. Avirodhitaya karma na avidyam vinivartaye. Vidya avidyam nihanteva. Tejas timira sangavat. Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi sakshan moksheka sadhanam. Pakasya vannivat. Jnanam vina moksho na siddhyati. He will first mention that without knowledge, liberation is not possible. Next point he will say, karma is not opposed to ignorance and therefore karma cannot give liberation. Knowledge alone will give you liberation. Jnanadeva hi kaivalyam. And this is the knowledge after which you don't have to do any action also. There are two kinds of gains. Praptasya prapti, apraptasya prapti. Apraptasya I do not have at the moment. For this kind of gain, I must know and then I must act. Example. What example? Yes. Saumya Amma, I do not have Wi-Fi. I want Wi-Fi. Gaining something that I do not have. Okay? Now what? I must know how to get Wi-Fi and then actually open my mobile and do it. I don't have laptop, I want laptop. I must find out what laptop, where I will get it, and then go and get it. No, Vedji, nowadays we don't have to go anywhere. We can order. Yeah, that is also action. You can order online, but that ordering is an action. So I must know and then I must do. For gain which is of this type, where it is not attained, apraptasya prapti, when it is not attained, then to attain it, I must know and then I must do. But in the second kind of gain, which is praptasya prapti, I already have it, but I don't know I have it. To gain this, knowledge is sufficient. Example, sometimes many people wearing specs. You keep specs on your head and you forget that it is on your head and you keep searching everywhere. Drawer and then open everything, and here though, see, half of your luggage will still be in your bag. So every time something is missing, you have to open the bag, take out that big bag and where is. And then somebody comes and says, what are you searching? Specs. It is right there with you. Huh? Oh, okay. Now, specs were with you even when you were searching. And therefore, knowledge that it is with me is sufficient. I don't have to do any action. You can't say that now that I have understood that specs is already with me, let me do one puja to gain specs. No. After knowledge, there is no other action required. That knowledge is sufficient. Before knowledge, action might be required because I don't know. Because impurity, other obstacles may be there. Before knowledge, action may be required. But after knowledge, action is not required. Liberation is what kind of gain? Liberation is second kind of gain. Praptasya prapti. It is not somewhere where I have to go. I have to go to Swarga. Apraptasya prapti. Why? Because I am on earth, Swarga is somewhere else. So to go there, first I should study Veda. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Then Veda will tell you what? Jyotishtomena Swarga kamoya jeta. If you want to go to Swarga, person desirous of Swarga should do Jyotishtoma yaga. Knowledge is got. Then I must do Jyotishtoma yaga. Why? To go to Swarga. Why? Because it is apraptasya prapti. But liberation is praptasya prapti. I already have it. I don't know it. So to know that I am already liberated, this is the only knowledge that is required. No karma is required after that. To prove this point, to explain this point, jnana devai kaivalyam, liberation is possible by knowledge alone. He uses the dhatu kr. He could have used any other dhatu, but he is saying dukrin karane nahi rakshati. Means what? Karma will not save you. Knowledge will. Karma will not save you. Knowledge will. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of that Supreme Brahman. That will save you. And therefore, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja. So much is there. So many days we were singing. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Not understanding what Shankaracharya is telling. Now when we sing, we should remember what is he trying to tell. It happens like this. First we say and then we understand the meaning. That's how everything happens in life. That is what he says in the first verse. Okay, let us sing that verse again, then we will go. भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि नहि रक्षति डुक्कृन्करणे. Okay, sufficient for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.